a secrecy, breathe in life's moving act. So you don't know what is really happening here. A covered nurse of nature's miracles. He shaped life's wonders out of matter's mud. We had earlier spawned from matter's mud, but now here it has shaped wonders, shaped life's wonders of matter's mud. Really, all these wonderful things happened. Matter was nothing, marshy only, if at all. There you have now such a variety of life forms, innumerable, countless forms, forms after form, endless forms. It shaped life because prototype means multiplicity. Cut the pattern and shapes of things. It pitched mind's tent in the vague, ignorant world. It who? That secrecy. So first we have got depth intelligence, then we have got secrecy, then comes a magician, a master magician of measure and device. Master magician of measure and device has made an eternity from recurring forms. It's quite a heavy stuff, but let's try to do something. A master magician, by magic, it appears to us magic, of course not for him, of measure and device. Now that is the key. So we have got the depth intelligence, you have got the secrecy, now you have got the intelligence, magician. What does the magician do? Measure and device. Mind is the measurer, mind is the devicer. He produces divider. Therefore, what was whole, what was total, is producing measures. It is producing recurring forms. What was formless, how out of formless arise forms. Out of formless, how arise forms? Because of this magician who brings out measures. He wants to see this, 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 as if he is cutting that formless into forms. Cutting that formless into form. So the actual breaking up of the infinite into multiples, how the infinite has become innumerable, that was the question we are asking. How had the infinite become innumerable? It is because of this measuring mind. The power of mind is to break infinity into innumerable. Bit by bit. They may be infinite in number, but they are bit. And that is the thing which has been done by the measuring mind. Measure, he uses the word measure purposely. A master magician of measure and device. And see the amplification. Master, magician, measure and device. Mind is the one who measures. See, suppose, you have got an infinite scale, you say, you take a yardstick, this 1 yard, this is 1 meter, this is 2 meters, this is 3 meters, that is what you are measuring. You are cutting now the infinite line into bits like that, you see. Like that. You have got a total mass, you take a lump of it and say this is so many kilograms. You got a whole heap of apples, you say 20 apples, 100 apples, 1000 apples like that. You are doing now that thing by mind. Otherwise for it, what it sees? It only sees a heap of apples, you see, infinite. So the character of mind is to break, to measure, to break, to measure. In fact, that is why the infinite becomes innumerable. The timeless become hours and seconds and minutes. Time gets broken into small elements of movement. You see. Spaceless becomes spaces, realm, kingdom, provinces, shires, counties. All those things start happening because of that. It is because of mind. Otherwise, the whole land is one land. But who has built now this India and this France and this Germany and this Europe and this America? Who has? Mind, in a certain sense, you see. A master magician. He has done that. You see, in fact, that is a real miracle. It is a magic he has achieved. That the infinite can become innumerable. That is a great magic. Has made an eternity from recurring forms. He has given the example now. And to the wandering spectator thought, assigned a seat on the inconscient stage. So the thought is wanting now, okay, go and sit down there now on the inconscient stage. So the actual multiplicity starts with the overmind. Overmind projected into the lower part as a magician is bringing about the multiplicity. So in fact, that is the whole character of multiplicity. The knowledge of multiplicity is there with overmind. But that knowledge of multiplicity is without the knowledge of unity. That knowledge of unity is not there. That knowledge of simultaneous knowledge of multiplicity and unity is present only in supermind. It is supermind alone which knows the infinite and the innumerable. Overmind will know only the innumerable and non-innumerable. So the knowledge of multiplicity without the knowledge of unity is the character of overmind. And that is why it is ignorance. Ignorance because it doesn't know the unity of these forms. And that has been kept back purposefully. That knowledge of unity in multiplicity has been kept back purposefully by the spirit of the world. By the spirit of the world. It has kept back purposefully because it is allowing now the multiplicity to grow by itself. You see, if it is all the while carrying the knowledge of unity, then the purpose of individuality will be lost. That I am this, I am that will be lost. In order to produce the individuality of an individual, you have to hold back the knowledge of unity. That is the magic of our mind. Magician. That is the magic of our mind, you see. A master magician of measure and device has made in eternity from recurring form and to the wandering spectator thought. So we are wandering, our thoughts are wandering around here, seeing this thing, seeing that thing. What does it see? It is okay, please go and sit down in the inconscient. That is on earth, by the will of this arch intelligence, by this arch intelligence. So you have got basically prototypal depth intelligence, you have secrecy, you have got magician, now you have got arch intelligence. Arch, he the prototypal intelligence. A bodiless energy put on matter's robe. That is the magic. How does the bodiless energy, how the formless become form? See, spiritual energy doesn't need a body necessarily, but it has to acquire a bodiless energy. Put on matter's robe, proton and photon served the imager I.
How did you learn all this, Deshpande?
How did I?
How did you learn all
Yes,
this?
from Savitri.
Yeah, but how do you know all this suddenly?
From Savitri, is there in Savitri.
Yeah, but how do you know, for example, this spirit of the world and all this?
Is there all in Savitri only?
We don't know. How do you find out? That's why it is Deshpande. No, but I want to know how do you find out?
I tell you, Savitri gives you everything.
Gives you everything. Intuition is deeper.
That's what? That's what? Well, actually, that is exactly what we had to mean by going to Savitri. Enter in more and more, see, into his spirit, more and more into his spirit. And it starts telling you more and more of it. As I told you earlier, see, for instance, last time we did not talk of the region between the higher hemisphere and the lower hemisphere which was built by Sri Aurobindo. Well, when I was going through it again, then I thought, then what about that? The transition is not an abrupt thing, jump from one to the other. It's not you take a leap from one girl to the other girl. It's not like that. There has to be a graduality, and that graduality is what Sri Aurobindo has done by establishing grace of consciousness between the upper hemisphere and the lower hemisphere, and the functional grade here is the mind of light, he calls it. We don't know how many are there here to see. So we see, it's all there. He has given us everything to us. We have to only see it. That's all.
No, that's all. Okay. That's all. Thank you.
This is a very difficult kind of a section also, but it gives you the complete occult argument of how the cosmic functioning started. From the transcendent, when you enter to the cosmic, you have got the world force in the case of life or consciousness force. You have got the spirit of the worlds, he says, for the creative possibility of the overmind, of the supermind, you see, simultaneously going on like that. Now the whole zone, all the subsequent cantos are going to deal with this mind. It has entered into the cosmic phase, so all the aspects of mind in the cosmic dimensions will be described one by one in subsequent cantos also. Till we go to the greater knowledge in canto 15. But that also is described very briefly. Well, actually the whole thing is, when you are reading these things, don't you get an impression that as if Sri Aurobindo himself is hurrying through?
No. You think so? I don't know.
He is hurrying through in the sense that you have got spirit of the world, you have got depth intelligence, you have got secrecy, you have got magician, you have got arch intelligence. See, now he has not really described each of them in their completest, fullest form. He has only indicated, hinted, this. He has kind of catalogued them, going into the functioning and the processing of the working. So in that sense, it is a kind of a hurried description of the whole thing. But that hurried description is necessary to be there. The details will come if you do that yoga. He has shown you the process. He has shown you the landmarks of this thing. You have to enter yourself yogically into the realm and see how this magician is working. How this magician is working. How is the secrecy operating? How is the depth intelligence working? How is the spirit of the world coming into existence and doing all these things? That long how? In that sense, is not there in a hurry of the description. So one gets a kind of an impression, if you really go into the minutiae, then it looks as though, see, if I want to get a handle how the spirit of the world becomes overmind, that becomes overmind, those details are not there. They are the occult part of it. The occult part. If you start describing those things, each canto will become an epic.
Yeah, you can write too much.
Each canto will become an epic, then you see. Okay, then all right. So Sri Aurobindo was saying that maybe Savitri will grow into 50,000 lines.